Okay, guys, welcome. Welcome back to Beast Quest. Hey guys, welcome. Yeah, welcome back to Beast Quest. Took a while to get me there, but I'm back. So here we are again, guys. We're going to awesome, exciting adventure of Beast Quest. And today, continuing on the books for Beast Quest, is of course the next special, which is the third special, which is Arax the Soul Stealer. Finally, had to get myself together for starting this review because had a lot. The move's been having a move going on here, so you know. But here we are, finally, we're back again, finally on book 3 of the specials, and we can continue on. So, like always, my in-depth story analysis on this adventure. If you haven't read this book, you may want to before watching this review. And then I go into my overall thoughts on this adventure. So, without further hesitation or ado, let's go through Arax the Soul Stealer. Right. Tom and Eleanor had just succeeded on a beast quest and awoke inside King Hugo's palace. But as they searched the building, there was no sign of anyone. Then suddenly a guard informed them that King Hugo had ordered everyone to stay in their rooms. But he didn't know why. But he was able to tell our heroes that they were needed. Soon enough, our heroes went to Adaro's room. But to their surprise, he was acting crazy, and without warning, he lunged at our heroes. The guards managed to restrain Adaro. Tom was concerned about Hugo, but he revealed he was alright. Mark, Adaro's apprentice, explained how Adaro came to be this way. He showed a vision of a beast that could steal all the pure energy of a being, leaving nothing but the negative behind. Everyone assumed this was Malvel's work, and he had done this to weaken Avanti's great sorcerer and his pure magic, because his pure magic helped protect the kingdom. Then we discovered that there is a clue implying Tom is the beast's next target. So, after Avantia, not after Adro is taken out, he's going off to Tom, because he's been following all his schemes so far. Adro tried to escape, but the guards managed to keep him at bay. Tom wondered if Malvel sent his new evil beast to weaken Avantia's forces. He's wondering why he weaken Avanti's force. Why go after Adaro and not go after himself, basically. As Tom always did ruin his plans, like I said. They assume it's because Malvel's trying to toy with our hero. That's what they went off with it. Because, why didn't, Malvel send Arax to go after Tom in the first place? And they assume it's because he's trying to toy with him, like I said. So there's a brief explanation of why that is. But I feel that's kind of stupid on Malvel's part, assuming this takes place between Series 3 and 4. Malvel's kingdom was just attacked by our heroes. You figured he want to get him back, but no, for some reason he seems to have a different approach to the matter with his planning. Anyway, King Hugo said the quest was to defeat the new evil beast before it did any more trouble in Avantia. After Malvel revealed Arax's name via mental communication spell he briefly had with Tom, Tom vowed he would beat Malvel's new beast, and one day Malvel himself. So gathering their animals and looking at the magic map, they spotted Arax near the caves. Now they consider Arax a bat-like creature, but in my opinion, he's more like a unstoned gargoyle of some kind of demon-like thing. He's not really a bat, because we get to see proper beasts that look like bats with Fang and was it Crotax? I forgot what the other one was called. Was it in Trial of Heroes? There was another bat beast in a Series 18, I think. But there are better bat beasts, is what I'm saying. But this is not a bat. It's a unstoned gargoyle or some kind of demon. That's my thought on what it is. But they keep calling it a bat for some reason, even though it's not, because bats don't have humanoid bodies. Yeah. But yeah, that being said, though, they continue on their adventure. Tom and Eleanor set off, like I said, for the adventure, and after a bit of travelling, we get some confirmation that this adventure does indeed take place before Series 4, as Tom has not been reunited with his father yet. Anyway, our heroes prepare to make camp by the river, only to discover the evil presence of Arax is so frightening it had scared the fish out of the river. This made our heroes camp away from the river, and by the next morning they headed up the mountain to Arax's cave. They assumed They assumed they might. I just had a notification there. They assumed they found the right one. Tom was gonna go in alone to make sure it was safe, only to have Eleanor unexpectedly dragged in by Arax's whip. So they were heading up to the cave. Arax got the jump on him and dragged Eleanor in. Tom entered the cave, leaving the animals behind. He saw a waterfall which was going out to the river, which made Tom come to the conclusion that Arax was using his evil power to poison the river, which is why the fish were scared. Tom was suddenly attacked by a swarm of bats, so using a combo of Tom's white jewel, which allowed him to separate his shadow and his healing token from Epos, he managed to lose the swarm and revive his injuries. He then planned to get across the water, which he spotted Arax attacking Eleanor. I find Tom's action to be a bit silly here. He just came to the conclusion the water supply was poisoned, so going in the water doesn't seem like the brightest of ideas. Anyway, though, Eleanor was caught and Tom attempted to rescue, telling her to hide. But Tom was overpowered by Arax and entangled by his whip, making his pure energy drain begin. Eleanor couldn't bear this and attempted to help, but Tom begged her not to, as he didn't want to put her in any more danger, of course. That was a powerful moment there. Like, Tom's about to be weakened by the beast, and Eleanor really wants to help him because she can, but Tom's like, "Don't help me. You're already enough peril as it is." Tom's being a self-righteous hero right now, and it is like an unbearable moment there. So that was good. That was a good moment there. And we even get some cool artwork with a shot that reminds me of an expression that Demonite would do, who's from the Lynxy series. If you're curious, it's page number 78. With Tom drained a little, Arax escaped, and in his place, a new enemy came forward. Tom felt weakened from the encounter with Arax, but he was still willing to press on because he believed his father would still go on too. Across the waterfall, a new foe awaited Tom. Tom's evil doppelganger, Nemeco. Only he had a leathery shield and evil eyes. Tom felt like he's met his match. I'm curious, why didn't Tom turn evil like Adaro? Maybe Arax didn't get enough time to fully convert him, or Malvo ordered him to create a doppelganger for Tom. Wouldn't surprise me. But that's how he wanted to do it. Our duo tried to escape from Nemeco, but it was no good. Nemeco wanted a fight, and he made Tom do so by using Eleanor as leverage. Tom did so, which made her escape the cave, getting the animals to safety. Tom was losing when suddenly Eleanor returned. Nemeco was pissed and tossed his shield like a Captain America at Eleanor. So he tossed his shield like Captain America throws his boomerang shield. That sort of thing. Eleanor was badly injured, but alive. Tom managed to heal her with his talon, planned to make a counter on Nemeco by throwing back Nemeco's shield at him. This worked, proving even without the strength of heart, Tom still had inner strength to get the job done. The fight continued, and soon Tom realized he had an advantage over Nemeco, as he summoned Furno to aid him in the battle. Nemeco grew more angry than ever, and intended to kill Tom before Furno got there, but after some dueling, Tom was able to hold off Nemeco until Furno finally arrived. At that moment, Nemeco realized it was over him. Only he didn't want to admit it. It's like Tom's "while there's blood in my veins" fight. Anyway, Tom tossed Nemeco's sword over the cliff, and Furno melted Nemeco's shield. Nemeco begged Arax to help him, but he didn't. My guess is because Arax and Malvo have given up their faith in Nemeco now, and let his fate be sealed. Now, defenseless, Furno was about to... Tom knocked off Nemeco's sword. Furno burned his shield. Furno, I'll make this clear right now, Furno was about to fire again, but the ground gave way where Nemeco was standing, making him fall to his death. Tom was sad as he didn't want no one to die, even one's evil even one's evil. But two things. Was Nemeco even alive, really? I thought he was like a soulless warrior. And second, if Tom didn't want Nemeco to die, why was he willing to allow Furno to fire a second fireball on Nemeco when he lost his weapons? His shield was melted. There's no reason to fire again. But he just allows Furno to fire again. Whatever. Nemeco was revealed to still be alive, though, just barely hanging on. He begged Tom to save him, while Eleanor and Furno basically said let him die, he's not worth saving. Tom, being the pure heart he is, couldn't allow anyone to die. He tried to rescue Nemeco, who briefly showed a smile before fading away. I like to imagine Nemeco knew his end was coming, but he respected Tom in his last possible seconds of what he considered a life to him. So I do like that this character gets this one-off character, Nemeco, who's meant to be not even a living being at all, gets development. With Nemeco now dead, Tom's energy was revived, which made Arax return more angry than ever. Furno gave Tom some time to prepare for his battle with Arax as he briefly battled the Soul Stealer. Furno didn't fly off, but, because, Tom's got his energy back now, while Furno fought him for a bit. He got his energy back, he's ready to fight him on his own terms now. So Furno didn't fly off, but he just flew to a place to watch the fight, in case Tom needed help, which I'm glad that happened. Anyway, in the fight, Tom lost his shields, but he did chop off one of Arax's horns, making him mad. Then Tom decided to go for the back. This made Arax enter flight mode as he took Tom on a high ride. Eleanor did try shooting arrows at Arax, which is silly because Tom's holding on there. What if she accidentally shot her friend? It's kind of silly. Anyway, Tom had to trick Arax to land again to regain the upper hand in the fight. And without his shield, he would not be able to break his fall. At one point, Tom was flown off from Arax and was rescued by Furno, who dropped him back on Arax, which was an unexpected return for Arax. He's shocked that, oh, I thought I knocked him off, but oh, he's back on my back again. And this made Tom knock him on the head with his sword, and they go crash into the ground with a landing there, crash landing. Tom and Arax had survived, but the crash had caused Arax to be blind. However, after a scuffle, he managed to get Tom in his wings. Tom squirmed a bit, managing to disarm Arax's whip, but after some struggling, the whip was planning to make a comeback. The whip didn't go for Tom, but for Arax though. I have two theories on what happened here. How this normal average whip came back to Arax. I have a feeling it's either Arax has telekinesis to control his whip, but his blindness gave him some bad aim and he accidentally stabbed himself with it, or Malvel magicked his whip back to Arax, not to help him, but to kill his beast, as he believed he had already failed him. Anyway, Arax blew to dust, and his souled victims were set free. The former Soul Stealer's remains were whirled around in a twister to the far distances of Avantia. After climbing down the mountain, Adaro showed up via vision. Beto once again. He thanked them, but explained there are ways Arax could return. Tom got past these doubts, thinking even if Soul Stealer does return, I've got good friends that will help be ready for it when it happens. So yeah, overall, there's my little analysis of the story. A few scuffles here and there, nothing too major I find. But I would say it's not the best special. I mean, I've got characters to go over real quick, but it's not the best special. I think Spyros is better. And the reason why, you can already see why. There's several plot points that are making controversial things, and there are things that are established. Like you mentioned that, for example, there's a part in the story where Arax poisons the fish's river, and the fish get out of it because it's poisoned and stuff like that. And obviously, the water's back to normal now. But back then, Tom keeps going in the water, and it's poisonous. So you paid attention to that, and there are no repercussions from it. And there's you've got the stuff there, and there's the stuff with, and there's also the incident where Eleanor shoots arrows Eleanor's shooting arrows at Tom while he's holding onto the beast while he's flying. It's not a good idea to shoot arrows at him. There are some things where you can put speculation on things like the whole sentient whip. And there is attempt to doing good detail here. But, they mention a few things and they don't establish things. So there are a few plot holes in the story, but overall it's not too bad. It's still a great book because you've got this soul-stealing beast coming to claim Tom's soul. I feel like this beast is more like an assassin. because a trained guy is meant to take out Tom, by orders of Malov, always interfering in his way. That's what this beast feels like. It doesn't feel like the average beast. He feels a little more like some sort of hired assassin, not like a hired assassin, but like a warrior specially chosen, sent to assassinate Tom. Then it's more of a different approach to the beast, like espionage, stuff like that. So there's good stuff there set up, which I do like with Arax, and he does appear to be more intelligent than other beasts at times, with how he's stealing things, and how he can create his own servant with Nemeco. And for the record, when I did actually watch Adam Ferns' review of Arax, and he's confused how to pronounce the name. It is Nemeco, of course, and if you don't get the name, it's because the word, I feel like the character's name is a similar translation to the word nemesis, because Tom's evil half, nemesis, Nemeco, get it? Yeah, but that's what I get on there. But yeah, so overall, even though there are some plot holes in this book, which drags it down to second place as the best special so far, it still doesn't ruin the fact that it's a good book. You've got a great beast, even though they call it a bat, but it's not a bat. A great beast with Arax. But let's go, speaking of the characters, I want to go over the characters real quick. But yeah, as for the story itself, though, I think it's good. There are plot holes, like I said, but I think that overall, the pacing, the characters, the story, the concept in itself, with this assassination like beast, really works out and makes it a very good ride. With Arax, you can't like this. Specials are normally longer, and you're like, how could you have a beast fight go throughout the adventure without boring you to death? I mean, when it comes to me, I don't like to have the fight go on and on forever, like a full extended fight. I like a bit of traveling, a bit of variety, and a bit of everything. So I do appreciate the stuff we get with Nemeco to fill out the book's runtime. And that being said, let's get to the characters. Tom, because we've only got 4 characters to go over with in this book, essentially. There are a few side characters, but they're not really worth mentioning. So Tom, main character, he gets most development. Elena gets shafted this book, and we'll get to that. But Tom gets development here. He's in his after Series 3 stage, but before Series 4 stage. He hasn't met his father yet. He's still going on this identity crisis kind of thing. Trying to find himself while, protecting Avantia still. Even though he's got powers, he's still new to his powers, and he's still trying to adapt, and you see that through the book. And I feel like this is his first real challenge, because it's like he's finally got all his powers, his jewel belt, his armor, his shield tokens. This is his first adventure where he gets. You could say Sting was, but I think after Sting he got the purple jewel and something like that. But it's like, or maybe it was before. But I think this is the actual one where he gets a chance to show what he's fully capable of. Now he's got all his abilities. So it's a good challenge for Tom, and especially with a beast like Arax, who's an assassination type beast. So I think it's a good concept there. For Tom, it gives him some character arc with Nemeco, like facing his demons, or foreshadowing Series 13, another series where we get a dark Tom. So there's that for you there. So Tom does get some character arc here. Not much, but a bit. A good chunk that it pulls him through, I find. And even he gets a moment to shine where he loses his strength of heart ability, but he's able to have the inner strength, proving that he doesn't need certain abilities to get a job done. So there's that. Elena doesn't get much of an arc, but she does get moments to shine like Tom. I think her best moment is where she's in a position where or it might have been Tom, one of the two. It was Tom was captured, and technically it's both of these. It's an element that involves both of the characters, so it's a point on both of their halves. Where Tom is caught by Arax for the first time, and Eleanor wants to help him, and she's got her arrow ready, she could easily do it. And Tom's like, no, you've already been in enough danger, I don't want to put you in any more. He's willing to sacrifice a bit of his self, besides, he didn't know he would live, he was probably going to die. And he was willing to sacrifice himself in a way to stop Eleanor from dying, because, Tom's a pure heart person, which is one of the reasons why we should like this guy. Because that's what the Master of the Beast should be, a person who's willing to sacrifice himself for the greater good and all that stuff. So it is a very good moment there for Eleanor and stuff. I think she, even though she gets a bit shafted this book, she makes up for the time she's got, even if she is used for leverage and stuff. Because like she's been used, yeah, she is used for leverage in this book, where she's taken by Arax several times to be used as a tool, and then for Nemeco too. Speaking of Nemeco, Nemeco is the most interesting character of this book, I would find, even though he gets little to do. He's more interesting than Arax, surprisingly enough, because even though Arax gets defeated, Nemeco has an arc in this book, where I wasn't expecting a character like, Nemeco to have it. He's basically meant to be the evil incarnation of what Tom is, or one of the first incarnations of a dark Tom would be like. And he does give a challenge for Tom, both physically, mentally, and he actually goes through some character where he thinks he at the start of the fight he's got it all figured out, he's got the upper hand, but as the fight progresses he gets Tom gets strong, his confidence back, manages to repel, and finally when he brings Furno on the table, he knows he's done for, he knows he's lost, because he can't manage to take down the beast. So he gets pushed back, and there's a moment at the end of his life where he has lost everything, because he tries to call for his master to help him. I think at that moment where he realizes his masters, both Arax and Melville aren't going to help him because they've given up on him. Like I said, my fault, I think they gave up on him. I feel like at that moment he realized that they're not good people, Tom's a good person, and all that stuff. I feel like even though this guy didn't have a soul, it felt like he had a soul. And if you're wondering if this guy is soulless warrior, how could he have a soul? And I feel like it's because, if we're going on my theory still, because Arax contains souls in his chest, he steals souls, so that's how I can imagine Nemeco getting sort of a soul, in a way. And that's how he gave Tom a smile and sympathized, yeah, do the right thing. I'm gone now. In a way, I would imagine he would probably, even though he fell, you could say he fell. Yeah, he did fall. But thinking about it, did he really fall, or did he let himself fall so Tom could get his strength back? I'm wondering. I mean, either way you like it, Nemeco helps in a way, regardless of it, respected Tom, and help him beat Arax, which is cool. So this guy, Safrina never got... The thing is, with Safrina, who was last side villain, she never gets a comeback. Nemeco, a soulless warrior, a one of creation, gets the most character, in my opinion. That's impressive. So Nemeco is the highlight of this book, if anything. Arax the Beast, basically a representation of Marvel. Intelligent, more than other beasts. He's something more interesting. He's an assassination type beast, where he's sent to go and kill. He's like Soldier in a way, apart from the whip thing, where he's a bit. I feel like there are certain beasts that I would consider assassinational type beasts, and I'm probably gonna have a discussion about Adam with that at some point, but and we'll go into what qualifies as a assassinational beast. But as it stands, Arax is an impressive beast. He's got a plan to lure our heroes into certain spots where they need to go. Tom sees danger with the river. There you go. Come over to my cave. There you go. We use Eleanor as hostage. There you go. Then I'll weaken him with Nemeco. Kind of backfires, but he's got a few things there besides the average beast fight. And when the beast fight happens, it's a wild ride. To eventually, surprisingly enough, Tom overcomes this beast and beats him, and that's something else, because this beast was meant to be treated as something new, something more powerful than something that Tom was faced before, and Tom was able to beat it. So even though Arax is the second best book because of those little plot holes, it's still a wild ride. I still enjoy this book. So I've given thoughts on Tom, Eleanor, Nemeco, and Arax. All of them great characters, all of them great book. But it's still a great book regardless. Like I said, I could give a Soul Stealer, Arax the Soul Stealer, a reread anytime. Arax gets defeated with a tornado thing, so it's kind of there. He could return or not, but I'm not sure why he would. But I do like that we get a vague death when because if it's a beast you like, you want him to sort of come back, even though they never really do that with like Sting and stuff. But there is some subtle foreshadowing there. But I'm like, someone just drops it, like, even if he does come back, we'll be ready for him. Overall, I love this book. I've said my piece on it. It's a good book. It's the second best of the 3. I've got all 6 of the specials so far. Not all of the specials, but you know, up to more tax. So I'm looking forward to see what the other ones have to offer me. And speaking of the next special, which is Kragos and Kildor, the two-headed demon, which is like a goat-like beast, and it's like a ram and a deer with 2 heads. So that's going to be interesting to see how that works out when I get to that next time. But yeah, like I said, guys, like always, if you enjoyed this video, leave a like, comment, go subscribe, all that good stuff. Hit the notification bell, right corner down below. Stay tuned for all LEGO DC Superman's custom builds and Beast Quest reviews and other stuff there. Upcoming Q&A also in the way, if you haven't already. Make sure to stay tuned for the upcoming Q&A coming on the 1st of April. Hopefully that'll be out by then, because, you know, the whole move and stuff. But see you then. You can find the video in the annotations and on the videos page for 1,300 subscribers. That being said, I'll see you in the next video where I'll be doing probably more LEGO customs and stuff your way. Till next time, guys, thank you so much for watching. Like always, peace.